Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Monday, February 18th, 2013, roughly just a little bit before 11 p.m. I believe. And what I'm going to do here is showcase what we're going to have for blog poll number 42. This is basically going to be my first continuation on the Skylanders Poll Battles that I started, I guess, last year, once we had all the Skylanders out. Been wanting to get him going with the Giant series. I was holding up for the simple fact we didn't have all the Giants and we did not have all the Newlanders, if you will. That was taken care of when we got the Scorpion Striker Battle Pack at GameStop. It is released now. Should be able to pick it up, Walmart, Toys R Us, etc. But Hot Dog is out. He was our holdout on the Newlanders, and now we can do this. If you go to the blog, you can look up, poll 42, kind of get more details. But the way this will work is you will just vote for your favorite on the individual poll. It'll be right there on the right-hand side of the blog, just directly below the Twitter feed. Really easy to find. Most of you probably remember it from last time if you hadn't voted in a while. But what I have decided to do, if you can't already tell what's going on here, is we have 16 Skylanders here. That means we're going to have 8 matchups, and what we have is the Castaways, if you will, versus the Newlanders. I use the term Castaway basically to describe the 8 Skylanders that were present in Spyro's adventure and did not receive a Series 2 repose. The Newlanders obviously refers to the brand new regular size Skylanders. This isn't going to incorporate the Giants just yet. But so we've got the Castaways facing us, the Newlanders with their back to us, and there are some killer matchups here. Some of you may have forgotten about them. Some of you may just be picking them up if you just got into Giants or something. But the funny thing about the Castaways, they were some of the most popular. Warnado, Sunburn, Camo, and Wham-Shell, all insanely popular. I think in the downtime between the games, people started to actually appreciate Ghost Roaster. Voodoo has a decent following. Dino-Rang is one of my top 5 Skylanders. And perhaps the most improved, since we probably ran all this stuff last time, is Boomer. Not only is he extremely hard to find now, but I think people actually took the time to upgrade him, and once you upgrade him, you can kind of see that he probably didn't deserve all the hate from last time. That said, the Newlanders, they're new, they're trendy, everybody's got them, wants them, or is trying to find them. And I mean, just the way these stack up, I'm going to do it by element, and it's going to be pretty dadgum awesome on the majority of them here. We'll go ahead, I'll highlight each match for you. We'll kind of do it alphabetically by element. That's just kind of what I do for default. But our air element showdown is going to pit Warnado, the Series 1 Castaway, versus Newlander Jet-Vac. When you vote in these, basically just vote for your favorite. If you want to base it, I would do it basically a compilation of everything. If you think Jet-Vac has a horrible pose, but you love him in gameplay, factor it in. If you hate Warnado's gameplay but love his pose, factor it in, weigh it out. Use your story mode experience, your battle mode experience, the aesthetics of the figure. Just an overall, most well-rounded to your particular taste. And we want to see who comes out on top. But again, Air Element Showdown, Warnado, the Castaway, versus Jet-Vac, the Newlander. That is a very, very good and interesting matchup, in my opinion. Similarly, we have the Earth Element Showdown. We have the Castaway Dino-Rang against Flashwing, the Newlander. Dino-Rang, again, one of my personal favorites, not saying that to sway things. Flashwing, I know Cassie and several others, once you upgrade her, I think it's one of those looks can be deceiving deals. Obviously, seems like girls are probably going to be more drawn to her initially. But just like everyone in the Earth Element, upgrade her, and that's another story. So, Castaway Dino-Rang versus Newlander Flashwing. Next up, we have the Fire Element Showdown. That is going to pit the champion from Dragon's Peak, Sunburn, who was insanely popular there at the end, versus Hot Dog, the Newlander, and technically here in the U.S., still the most recent. So a lot of times, what's just been released or going to be released gets like a huge spike, in terms of recognition, people wanting it or being a huge fan. Sunburn had that. Hot Dog currently has it. So it's going to be interesting to see, how these two compare, because now you're faced with a decision. Do you go with what's the latest and the greatest, or do you stick with your old guard favorite in Sunburn? So again, a Fire Element Showdown is going to pit Sunburn versus Hot Dog. Our Life Element Showdown, Camo came on really, really strong last year. He is going to be our Castaway in this battle, and he will be taking on the Newlander Shroom Boom. When you do this, this doesn't apply to many of them, but obviously the Newlanders, Jet-Vac has Legendary and Light Core, Shroom Boom has Light Core, Pop Fizz has Punch Pop, and he's going to have Light Core pretty soon. Just try to keep it to their generic figures. Don't hold it against Camo or Voodooed, that they're not legendary or they're not light up or something. But otherwise, just compare them across the board, everything you deem interesting. But again, our Castaway Camo against Newlander Shroom Boom in the Life Element Showdown. Next up, we have the Magic one. This one maybe a little bit more one-sided, but our Castaway Voodooed. I know for some reason I always include him when I talk about what's yet to be released in Giants. I never mean to do that. I just always tend to say him instead of Double Trouble or Wrecking Ball. But he is a Castaway. He's not going to be released for Giants. My apologies about that. He will be our Magic Castaway, and he will be holding the fort down against Newlander Pop Fizz. Kind of be interesting to see how that one pans out. Next up, and there's quite an interesting dynamic here, we have the Tech Element. While this has some fan favorites like Trigger Happy and Drobot, it also has some of the most hated Skylanders of all. In that case, we have great examples here in, I guess we'll just call it Spyro's Adventures most hated Skylander, Boomer, and Giants most hated Skylander, Sprocket. I don't say that based on personal opinion, but rather what I've seen on the blog. Least anticipated last year was Boomer. Least anticipated this year was Sprocket. Then when I ran the poll on your favorite Skylander, Boomer came in last place. And when I ran the poll on your favorite Newlander just a couple weeks ago, Sprocket claimed last place. And this wasn't anything too terribly close either. They are bottom dwellers by fairly significant margins. Nonetheless, while I say that, that makes for a very intriguing matchup here. Like I said, Boomer upgrades very well. All my Newlanders are still box stock, so I kind of have to refrain myself a bit more. But I'm hoping she upgrades well. I think any upgrade at all will be a big deal for her. But again, basically some of the two, I wouldn't say hated, but maybe least liked or appreciated Skylanders in our Tech Element Showdown. Castaway Boomer versus Newlander Sprocket. Next up, and this is one of the most interesting battles to me because it's two really solid characters in my opinion. We have the Series 1 Castaway Ghost Roaster, who came with the Dark Light Crypt Adventure Pack, and he is pitted against Newlander Fright Rider. Again, obviously having not upgraded Fright Rider, don't have a lot of room to talk, but I think he's going to upgrade similar to Ghost Roaster. The Skull Charge Metalhead is one of my favorite upgrades overall. Kind of see how we take Fright Rider, but nonetheless, I think this is going to be good because, like I said, Ghost Roaster, kind of in the downtime between games, I think people actually kind of started playing with him more, appreciated him a bit more. And then Fright Rider has a pretty good following right now. So Undead Element Showdown, we have the Castaway Ghost Roaster and Newlander Fright Rider. Lastly, and again this is done alphabetically, we have Water Element. Wham-Shell, the final release, and still insanely hard to find. because he's only in single packs or wrapped up in a tower case nobody wants to buy. Series 1 Wham-Shell, and he is up against Newlander and Giants Chill. This to me is going to be pretty one-sided. Won't tell you which way I'm leaning. If anyone's listened to me ramble for any length of time, you probably know. But again, don't hold it against Wham-Shell that he's not legendary, not light core. Just compare the figures across the board, gameplay, battle mode, aesthetics, everything. But again, our water element showdown, Wham-Shell, the castaway from Spyro's Adventure, against the Newlander Chill. So, as you can see, 16 characters, 8 castaways facing us, 8 Newlanders with their backs to us. You can come in, it's not just one vote, you can actually vote in each contest. So, I mean, if you're just absolutely obsessed with the Newlanders, come in and vote for Jet-Vac, Flashwing, Hot Dog, on down the line through Chill. Similarly, if you're the old guard and think the Newlanders are a joke, you want to vote for, Wham-Shell, Ghost Roaster, on the way up to Dino-Rang and Warnado. Beauty of it is, you can vote for your favorite, so if you love Warnado, but you don't like Dino-Rang and you're a huge Flashwing fan, you can kind of alternate things. Basically, whatever you want. Who's your favorite of the Castaway or the Newlander in that element? Just like last time, if this gets enough votes or enough people are kind of interested in it, I'll go ahead and carry this into like a round 2. Not quite sure how I'm going to structure that if we do it, but I'll figure something out. I think it'll be pretty neat, but there are some killer matchups here. I'm real interested to see how they pan out. As of right now, I think I'll keep this one open 30 days, so go ahead, vote, tell your friends. If you're a huge Voodoo fan, get online, tell everybody to come vote for him, see if you can't, get him past Pop Fizz, etc. But again, the polls will be on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. They'll be located just below the Twitter feed. I've got a couple others that are going to be active, some that are currently active, but while these run, I'll keep them right there at the top, so just, scroll down the right-hand side, vote in each one of them. And like I said, spread the word. Main thing is to have fun, see who comes out on top. Like I said, there's some really good matchups here. So, plus, it's a great storyline. You've kind of got like the new kid on the block going up against the old standby that's kind of the forgotten man. So, should be real interesting. But you can leave a comment on who you voted for and why. Who you're pulling for, etc. here on YouTube. If you want me to respond to it, put it on the blog or somewhere else. I'll keep tabs on everything, kind of see how people are feeling about it, and whether or not to continue it on. But nonetheless, I think this is going to be a sweet series of 8 battles here. So again, winner will be determined by your votes. Spread the word, cast your vote. Let's have some fun. Again, you can follow along on the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back for more.